Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a tips for incoming freshmen slash advice for incoming freshmen. I don't know why I've never filmed one of these before. I just haven't. So sorry. There was a smoke on my window. Anyways, I don't know why I haven't filmed one of these, but I haven't, so now I'm gonna film it. Perfect timing. So if you're an incoming freshman, you're gonna want to stick around for this video because I have a lot of good tips and advice for your freshman year as somebody who's a incoming junior. So we're gonna get right into the video. Okay guys, so the first point I'm gonna touch on, which I figure is one of the most important ones, is your GPA. I personally know a lot of people who, when we freshman year, they just thought it was cute to just slack and not do their work, and that's not the case. It's not the case at all. Once you slack, it's really hard, and get behind, it's really hard to catch back up. Your GPA does really matter. I know it's freshman year, it's not gonna matter till sophomore year or junior year. That's not the case at all. That's not the case at all. If you start low your freshman year, it's gonna be very hard to bring that back up by the time you're a senior, especially if you've already made it a habit to procrastinate your work, which I think is something that's not talked about a lot, that a lot of people develop once they get to high school. I seen procrastination happening a lot, even within myself. I procrastinated a lot, but I've always been somebody that procrastinated my work. It's I don't know, it's very dangerous because it's once you figure out you can procrastinate, you kind of get stuck in that cycle of procrastinate. Once you figure out you can procrastinate and get away with it and still be able to turn in your work on time, you're gonna get stuck in a loop of just procrastinating. And for me, I still procrastinate with my work. I can't help myself. But I think a lot of people, they kind of didn't even procrastinate. They just went the route of just oh, I'm not gonna do my work. I'm gonna give you some advice. The only time that you should not do your work or not make up for it if it's missing is if you literally can't make up for it, or it doesn't count for any points. Other than that, you should be doing it. Some of them I did do, I just didn't complete them if they took more than a day. And I'm gonna be honest, it happens. When you get into high school, you're gonna have a lot of work. If you didn't already deal with having a lot of work in middle school, you're definitely gonna deal with it in high school. And some of the teachers are flexible. Some of the teachers, you're gonna get really flexible teachers. Some of the teachers are not gonna give up. They're not gonna give up at all, and you're gonna have to really fight them, because nobody cares more about your grade than you. They're not gonna keep up with your grade. They're not gonna keep up with what you graded. You're gonna have to email teachers a lot. That's another thing. You have to have good communication, whether it's with your teachers, whether it's with your friends, the principal, guidance counselor, whoever. You have to have good communication, because nobody else is responsible for keeping track of your stuff other than you. There's so many students that your teachers have that you literally have to be hey, I still have missing work from however many weeks ago, but I did it. Can you grade that for me? Yes. And there are gonna be a lot of times where you have to email them. Maybe you email them twice, and then you have to go in person and talk to them because they just let it fall behind. I personally had a very unorganized teacher, and he was very messy. He was very unorganized. Even his desk, it was physically shown. He would always count on the students to be okay, do we have anything we need to grade? What do you mean, do we have anything we need to? Do you have anything you need to grade? I remember freshman year, I took some type of honors math, right? And so I didn't even want to take it, okay? My 8th grade teacher was just oh, you should take it, you should try it, da da da. And I was confuzzled a little bit. I was just asking my mom, my siblings, my friends, and then I ended up taking it so I could challenge myself, even though I know that I struggled in the past with math, but that's a story for a different time. And I ended up getting a really bad grade. Mind you, I don't get bad grades at all. I remember I was in that math and I had gotten a really low grade. I remember I got my phone taken until I got the grade back up. It was so hard because there was only one opportunity for extra credit in that class, and I think it had already passed. Mind you, I did it, but I just didn't get a good grade. But anyways, yeah, I was struggling a lot the whole year, and it took me like, I had my phone taken for like a month till I got that grade back up. Yeah, so yeah, it's very important to take your GPA seriously, because even though you may feel like, oh, freshman year, like it's not gonna matter, it actually really does count. And it really like counts how you start out your high school career from your freshman year. Like it's really gonna count towards how the rest of your high school opportunity career goes, whatever. But speaking of like GPA and grades or whatever, you have to have the next one, y'all. Time management. Time management was talked about a lot in my high school career, and honestly, before I had entered high school, I really thought I had good enough time management. Like honestly, I thought I had pretty great time management, and then I entered high school and I was just like, it can be worked on a little bit. Like, and it's just a lot. Like once you get your missing work stacked up, it takes a long time, and it's a really long loop of just like finishing it, you're missing work, finishing work that you're currently working on. And even your teachers would be like, you should work on this work now because it's worth more points than finishing your missing work. Like that's not your main priority right now. So it's really a hard loop to get out of. Next thing is resources. So if you're like falling behind, if you need help, if you need extra credit opportunities, if you need like an extension to finish a missing work assignment, you need to like talk to your teachers. If you want to switch your classes, talk to your counselors. If you know, I don't know, just use your resources as much as possible, because it's way better than trying to get through anything by yourself. Like I know a lot, like I said previously, a lot of teachers, they're not going to be accounting for like, oh, okay, you know, Maddie was gone 3 days last week. Like they're not going to be accounting for that. They might say like, oh, welcome back, but they're not going to know what all you missed. You have to be responsible for that. So when you're struggling, when you feel like you're behind or whatever, like talk to your teachers. It could be very beneficial, because you never know. Like they could, I know it happened a lot last year, not for me, but for like other students when they were gone a long time. Most of the time the teachers were just like, okay, I'll excuse you from it, or you don't have to do this, or you can do like an alternate assignment that takes way shorter amount of time. But yeah, most of the time they were excused from it, and so it didn't affect their grade at all. Like they didn't get the points for it because they didn't complete it, but it didn't affect their grade at all because they were just able to get excused from it, because they just got excused, and they still ended up the year or the quarter with a good grade. So you just have to make sure, if you're struggling, if you're falling behind, like that goes with like communication, using your resources and communication. Like be on top of your stuff is very, very, very important. Now the next thing I'm going to talk about is like your social life in high school. Now I don't like how it's like perceived or taught to people coming into high school, because it kind of just like, I don't think you should kind of be prejudiced of your experience before going. And also I don't think it should be like, it's a good thing to kind of give people a negative connotation on how their social life is specifically gonna be in high school, because a lot of that is not true. Like it does happen. I'm not gonna ignore the fact that it does happen to people, but it's very like avoidable. A lot of people are like, even teachers, which is crazy to me, like that's a crazy thing to say to your students. Like I don't know, a lot of people are like, you're gonna lose all your friends, all this stuff is not gonna fly in high school, like you're gonna figure out who your real friends from your fake friends are. And like I said, it does happen, sure, but I don't think it happens as often as people think. Like it's something that happens, but it's not a canon event. It's not a canon event, at least not freshman year. Like maybe it will happen for sure throughout your high school career, but I'm sure you've lost friends in middle school too. Like it's not crazy in high school, you know what I mean? And it's very avoidable, it's very preventable. Everything that you fought about in middle school, it's not gonna happen in high school. Like that's stupid stuff, you know what I mean? Stuff you're not even gonna remember probably, unless it was like detrimental. But in high school, didn't lose any friends. If anything, I actually gained a lot of friends, and I had my cute little tight circle. And last year and the year before my freshman year, I had my two cute little circle of people that I was really close with, and it doesn't even have to be a circle, you know what I mean? Like, I think friend groups get really tricky when there's too many people involved, but a friend group in general is very tricky. So quality over quantity, that goes into social life. I think nowadays people just use the best friend word so loosely that everybody's their best friend. Like, do you have any just friends? You know what I mean? Do you have any just friends? Like, it's very good to set boundaries. And also, if you have a friend that you feel like you shouldn't hang around, don't hang around with them. Like, I have so far had no drama, and I'm about to be a junior. And that's because not only did I pick the right people to hang out with, but I've avoided drama at all costs. I didn't allow myself to get put in any positions where I would end up in drama for any reason at all, because 9 times out of 10 it's stupid, like stupid things anyway that you're not even gonna remember even 5 years from after you're out of high school. So avoiding it at all costs is like the best thing you could possibly do, and it starts from who you surround yourself with, who you allow into your circle. So just remember that. That's a very, very, very important thing. Like, next thing I would say is kind of take advantage of your like extracurricular activity opportunities, because it'll help you build a bond with people, grow more in just your friendships and relationships, and get to know people better. Like, if you're going into high school, you don't have a lot of friends, or you just want to make new friends, period, join an extracurricular activity. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Like, it also doesn't have to be anything like you've ever tried before. Like, it could be something you just do for a little bit, just to experience something and kind of experience a community a little bit and just meet new people. Like, I was in book club for a little bit, and you know, it, like, I just tried it just so I could be in something, and also I could like gain that leadership, because you want to make sure you have something to say. Like, when you go to college or whatever, you could say like, oh, I had leadership, da 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 da. So you make sure, like, pretty much every opportunity you think about in high school, look at it as an aspect from something you could add to your resume, or something you could tell a college, you know what I mean? So next, the most important thing in my opinion that we're going to be talking about is mental health. I feel like it's the most important thing, but I feel like people kind of don't talk about it as if it's the most important thing. Like, people should talk about it more. And the next thing is mental health. Now, let me tell y'all something, okay? I have the credentials to be talking about mental freaking health, because as somebody who already hates school and then moving somewhere to a school where, like, I hate it, it was not the best. But I came here with open arms, and honestly, it's better than it started, I'll say. And it definitely made my experience not as bad as I thought it would be, okay? But your mental health is very, 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 very important in high school. A lot of people hit their lowest in high school. Like, it's very important to stay on top of your mental health and definitely prioritize your mental health. And also, once again, that's something where using your resources and having good communication, you could come to your teachers and be like, hey, like, I've been going through a lot, like, I'm behind, can you help me out? You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to tell everybody everything. It's very important that you make sure you get sleep. A lot of times people in high school, their sleep schedule just depletes. Like, they get no sleep. And I'm guilty of this. I'm gonna be honest, I'm very guilty of this. That's another good thing. Take advantage of opportunities when you can sleep. I'm gonna be honest, y'all might think this is bad like advice, or like I shouldn't be telling y'all this, but you know, listen, like, for real, if you don't have no missing work and you don't, like, you're done with all your work for the day, you better sleep. And your teacher allows it, you better sleep. Like, it's actually helped me. It helped me so much last year. In my physical science class, I would finish my work very, 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 very quick, and whenever I had time, finally able to sleep in class. And y'all don't know how much that has benefited me. Just that little boost, that little cat nap, it takes you far, especially because in high school your classes are longer because you don't have as many. Oh my God. Take advantage of when you can take naps, because you're gonna need it. Like, even if you have a good sleep schedule, I feel like everybody in high school has taken a good nap in class. Like, come on, it definitely helps. Also, in high school, like, you're gonna make a lot of mistakes. You're gonna probably do some things that you regret that wasn't preventable. Like, this is the unpreventable sides, you know what I mean? I feel like in high school, a lot of people hold themselves to such a high standard, and they're like so sad when like things don't go good. And I'm personally guilty of this one, like holding myself to such a high standards and like beating myself down so hard when I like make a mistake, or you know, when I am just not doing as good as I expect myself to be doing. Don't beat yourself up about it, because as long as you're trying hard, like there's not much really you can do outside of that. I feel more kind of, it feels more detrimental when it's in high school, but like it'll be okay. Like, as long as you're trying your best, there's nothing really else you could do. Just make sure you're trying your best. And yeah, another thing I quickly wanted to address before I end the video is that the relationship and boy side of thing, honestly, I feel like as a freshman you shouldn't be really worried about that anyway, because it like takes you away from focusing academically, but it's still something that happens. I think that make sure you are just talking with the right boy. Don't be trying to like rush into things. That's another thing. Like, it gets very messy, gets very tricky. That's also where a lot of drama spawns from, messing with the wrong people and then getting in other people's dramas and relationships or whatever. Like, you're gonna go through some rocky relationships. Like, you're very young. You have to remember, like, we're very young. It's a lot of people's first relationships, and it gets messy around the relationship side of things, and you're just gonna have to remember, like, keep yourself on a high horse. Don't give everybody access to you. Like, don't give everybody the opportunity to say they messed around with you, or they dated you, or they talked to you, because in high school, that HOE word goes around a lot. They love to use that word. They love to say people are bops. Like, that word spreads like a wildfire. So just make sure everybody doesn't, like, don't give everybody the time of day. A lot of people don't deserve your time, your attention, and especially to say that they've dated with you or they've messed with you. Like, my freshman tips, my advice. Like I said, if you have any other tips or advice, if like you guys are older, you guys want to tell somebody, or any tips and advice somebody has told you and you're an incoming freshman, don't forget, comment it down below. And yeah, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Yo, I'm coming in hot with these videos. Like, are y'all proud of me? I'm coming in hot with these videos. So make sure y'all stay tuned. Be on the next video.